This concert would be unthinkable in these students' homeland. They fled Afghanistan after the Taliban vandalized their music school, the only one of its kind there, and forbade music like this. But now they're playing again in Europe.
We can send some message with this orchestra to Taliban to show them that we don't stop Afghan music.
Zora and Farida are getting ready for breakfast at their new home in Portugal. Along with their uncle Yuma, they fled Afghanistan in 2021. Soon, they'll be embarking on a concert tour across Europe.
What are the plans?
We'll spend 17 days in Switzerland and Germany.
Farida and Zora belong to the Hazaras, an ethnic group persecuted by the Taliban. The 14-year-old cousins grew up together and were the first ones in their family to study music.
Listening to music automatically makes people happy. When music is removed from life, many elements that constitute the foundation and quality of life, such as joy, also fade away, leaving only room for grief and sorrow. This family's music, that's perceived as forbidden by others, should be brought into the mainstream.
These girls know how political their music has become, especially as the Taliban are restricting women's rights in Afghanistan. They can no longer go to cafes or public parks. The Islamic fundamentalists have shut down beauty salons too.
I'm that one person who's very lucky than others girl that in Afghanistan, and I can be the one of sound of a voice of Afghan girls or women.
The girls head off to music school in Braga, the city in northern Portugal that's welcomed them. Portugal was the only country prepared to grant the entire music school asylum right away. En route to rehearsal, they sing a Persian song about an occupied land. At the music school, the others are already tuning their instruments. This is the dress rehearsal for their European concert tour. They'll be performing pieces about the suffering of the Afghan people under Islamic extremist rule. Portuguese conductor Tiago Moreira da Silva is impressed by the young musicians' determination.
Let's go to bar 63, please. 63. Okay?
During breaks, I'll tell them to go out and get some fresh air. But often they'll stay inside and keep making music together, improvising a little. In their country, they had to fight to attend music school and to make music at all. That's completely different than here. So they're teaching me to respect music more. For them, it's really an act of freedom, whereas we just take it for granted.
Afghan principal Ahmad Sarmast was on holiday in Australia when the Taliban took over. From there, he organized the evacuation of around 270 students to Portugal because he knew his music school would have no future under the Taliban.
When I'm asked normally by the media, they said, why the Taliban are banning music? Is it a religion? I said, oh, there's nothing against music in Islam. It's fear that music can send very important messages to far corner of Afghanistan. And music can assist the people of Afghanistan with a national uprising against the Taliban. They are well aware of the power of music because they use music. They've got their own singers which prize bombing, suicide bombing, killing in their songs.
While she's practicing, Farida often thinks of what it's like for her friends at home in Afghanistan who can't even listen to music.
My friends, they can study, they can't go to school, they can't go any also outside, and also it's so hard for them. It makes me sad, yeah.
While Farida keeps rehearsing at school, her cousin Zora practices on her own at home.
It's not a little concert or orchestra, it's the voice of people from Afghanistan. It needs to be very good.
That's a big weight on a 14-year-old's shoulders. Zora shows us pictures from Afghanistan.
Oh, this is the place where I was born. It's very big. This is our own house. I miss the snow, everything. The culture, the place where I was born, my family. I really miss them. Sometimes I cry. Especially the first time I was cried like a week. At night, no one knows.
Really, no one knows?
No.
Why don't you cry in front of others?
I don't like to upset my uncle. Yes.
You need to be strong, right?
Yes.
Farida is back from school. Together they look at photos and videos of the day they left Afghanistan in 2021. It was their second escape attempt, as they had trouble getting the right papers. Then they boarded one of the few charter flights out of the country. Their escape was financed by supporters of the music school. Their uncle accompanied them and filmed it all with his cell phone.
Everyone's gone, only we're left.
Where are you now?
In front of the plane.
That's great. Just a few steps left to get on board, reach freedom, and to quote Dr. Sarmast, get your musical instruments back in your hands.
We were a bit afraid because then the past time we had some videos of our choir in the TV shows, and then we was afraid of that, and then that's why we were scarf and also mask.
You were afraid that they would recognize you and stop you?
Yes. And also I had a music instrument that was a violin with myself, and also I was afraid of that if some of the tall come to us and then say, what is this?
We were happy because we could leave Afghanistan and start a new life, perform our music again and achieve our dreams. But it was very sad too. We had to leave our family and couldn't come back to Afghanistan.
They arrived safely in Qatar, where Principal Sarmast was waiting for them. From there, they later flew to Portugal.
I feel so safe when he hugged me, and also he said that now you're safe, my girls. Now you can study music.
What is Ahmad Sarmast to you?
He did many things for us. Whenever I see him, I see my grandfather. Because my grandfather, he was like him. He was trying to keep all my family together.
Soon after, Zora's mother calls. She's still in Kabul. A dozen of their family members remain in Afghanistan. The girls speak with Zora's mom as often as possible. For safety reasons, we're not showing her face.
Hello, Mum. How are you? Are you well?
I'm fine, how are you?
Zora's mother tells them what life is like in Afghanistan now, where even 5-year-old girls must be fully veiled.
We are afraid that the restrictions could increase. We are afraid that if they find out you're playing music and performing, we have to leave here before they know it. We are always afraid.
It's great we could talk.
We're glad too.
Bye, say hi to the others.
For the students, such conversations are hard to bear, so Ahmad Sarmast is working to get as many of their family members out of Afghanistan as he can. In 2021, he received aid from international supporters to bring the Afghan students to Portugal. He's counting on that now too.
This is my request to the Office of the Prime Minister of Portugal.
Portugal has already granted his request. Some 300 family members should arrive in Braga in the coming weeks.
First of all, to make the happiness of the children complete. Another around 150 women will be saved. The women who lost everything in Afghanistan, by reuniting them with their children here, with their brothers and sisters here, we also help them to get their dream back.
Meanwhile, the music school is trying to give as many concerts as possible, like here at Geneva's prestigious Victoria Hall, where they perform alongside Western musicians. It's the first stop on their European tour.
To play a concert itself is a protest in a country or musician from a country which is forced into silence. And by the end of the day, it's also about the celebration of the victory of the Afghan people, that these dark days will be gone.
Then Zora and Farida too hope to return to their homeland, to a new Afghanistan where they can live out their dreams.